Alright guys, so just a little bit of a preview before I show you guys this video. I'd like to show you something that is a little bit different. If you were wondering how I use this filming to film my stuff right here, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes and a Swiffer wet jet. Box. If you're curious how I film my stuff, that's how I do it. So let's get into the video.
Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box.
What's happening? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the White Mamba Experience, and welcome to a different video. It's very different, very different. News just broke today that the 2026 World Cup will be a joint bid with the hat of North America, Canada, the shoes of North America, Mexico, and obviously the heartland of North America, America. The USA, they all have a joint bid, and it has been accepted by FIFA. So let's dive in to a little bit of its implications. So this World Cup is looking to be the largest World Cup event ever held, boating 48 teams in this World Cup, which means 80 matches, which means that's a whole lot of football and a whole lot of fun. And it also means that I can probably go to one of those games. So the bid submitted has Canada hosting 10, as well as Mexico hosting 10 matches, with the United States hosting 60 of the 80 matches possible. And a big thing that was made apparent to me not too long ago was that Russia was part of the group that voted for this US joint bid for this 26 World Cup, which means, and I'm not big politic guy or anything, but you know, might be a little bit of friendship. I'm cool with that, I think. Possibly, we'll see. So here are some potential cities that you guys should be on the lookout for that could be hosting this World Cup. And we start off in the great old country of Canada. So Canada has 3 possible places to host their 10 games. Them being Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Meaning that they're all in different provinces of Canada. Fun fact. In Mexico, they also have 3 cities that could host their 10 games. The cities are Guatemala, Mexico City, and Monterrey. Those cities would be an amazing time because, yeah. And for the United States, there are 17 possible locations, and let's break them all down, kind of. So those cities include, because I cannot memorize them that easily, Atlanta, Baltimore, Boston, Cincinnati, Dallas, Denver, Houston, Kansas City, LA, Miami, Nashville, New York / New Jersey, so MetLife Stadium, Orlando, Philly, the San Francisco Bay Area, which I'm not really sure what that implies, Seattle, CenturyLink Field, and Washington, D.C. So, that means, ladies and gentlemen, that this World Cup is coming possibly to a city near you. And you know what that means? You get to experience the greatest event held in the world every 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something of epic proportions. We have not had one, we have not hosted one, rather, a World Cup in the time I have been alive, obviously, because, you know, if we had it all the time, that'd be crazy. But this would be the first World Cup in my home country that I was a part of, and that means if there are any games in Seattle, 100% I will go no matter what, no matter where I live, right? If there are any games where I live at that point in my life, which is 8 years from now, crazy to think, 8 years from now I'll probably still be doing this and probably be really poor. The World Cup is something revolutionary for this country, also Canada and not as much Mexico. Specifically for America and Canada for this reason. So both Canada and the United States have had a little bit of a problem in the football realm. We're not really all that great. For Canada, it has been a very long time since they have made the World Cup. And for the United States, missing out on this World Cup was an absolute catastrophe, to say the least. Now what this World Cup does is bring a culture and a sort of style to these nations. The World Cup footballing style that it can only be compared in the most epic fashion. It is an event that will make football popular in America. Sure, it is somewhat popular now, and in Canada it is also somewhat popular, but sports like in Canada, hockey, and here in America, basketball, baseball, and football, American football, is just dominant over these sports. However, with this World Cup bid that we have now accepted, or FIFA has accepted rather, it is going to bring a culture that we are in so dire need for. We are going to bring the most passionate fans from around the world, and that is not just a guess, that is a guarantee. The most passionate fans are the ones that go to these World Cup games because they have a passion for their country. They have a drive to see their teams succeed, and that will inevitably rub off on all of us Americans and Canadians. Obviously Mexicans as well, but they already have an established culture and pride about football, which America and Canada lack. This World Cup is the best thing that could have happened to our football realm. We could have not asked for a better scenario. Now, with our rebuild of our American youth system, it is likely that the way we structure it, most kids start around the age. They can start very young, but I think 10 to 15 is that key developmental stage where these kids can thrive. So, if you think about it this way, if they start at 10, 8 years from now, if we are structuring it properly from this moment on, if they are 10, 8 years from now they're 18, and if they're 15, that means they are going to be 23. Which means they are going to be young, they are going to be vibrant, they are going to be a different style of football that we can all appreciate and be excited for, because god damn, we need to get excited for American football. Or, yeah, American football, but, you know, America's football, not American football, if you get what I'm saying. But the key thing here is this. This World Cup bid, this joint World Cup bid that we have, from an American perspective, forgetting Canada and forgetting Mexico, because as great as it is for them to host these countries, as an American and as someone that supports this American system, this is what needs to happen. We need to take this World Cup bid and put it into working action immediately. Today is the first day, so probably yesterday, depending on when this comes out, we need to begin this journey that we have so needed. We have not done great in an international level in football. We need something to kickstart us, and this is that something. We need to be able to be motivated. Thing is, because it is 48 teams, and because this is a whole different bid, connected bids, there's never been 3 countries to host. The only other time in recent times was South Korea and Japan. They both hosted a joint World Cup. But if there is no automatic qualification, which we will not really sure when we will find that out, hopefully as soon as possible, because if we do not get automatic qualification, that would actually be really good. It would be an absolute motivation, to say the least, for these Americans to finally figure this damn stuff out that we need to be in this World Cup. We need to qualify. I don't think it's good for America to get an automatic qualification, because at that point we will be complacent. I don't think that it's a good idea. I think we need a motivation, other than obviously hosting the World Cup and being in it. We need to be motivated to develop all these guys, to work as hard as we can, to become one. America is one of the largest countries in the world, land-wise, you know, not population, although population is quite large. Land-wise, we are very spread out, which in some ways is a problem, but others it is good because we have so many different styles. We can pick and choose. The scouting needs to become something of note, really. We need scouts. We need somebody, many people, to find the talent that we know we have. We just need to find it. We need to be able to put them in these academies. We need to find them, put them in this national team, in these U23s, U20s, you know. We need to become football for America. This is the most important time for American football, okay? There is nothing that could make it any more logical to these idiots. I shouldn't say that, but in a way, they're all very, very dumb that run this American organization, and that is no shade or whatever. You know, it is a motivation. Okay, we as Americans, ones that understand this game and understand the process of the U.S. men's national team and all of this scouting and blah 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 and camps and this and that, we understand how bad it is compared to these other countries. And I know we're in a developmental stage where we have not been in this soccer, footballing realm for as long as these other countries have. But the thing is, we have way more resources than any country. And I know that because look at American football, the kicking, not the kicking one, the throwing one, and the running. Look at all of these people. Look at their conditions, right? They are freak athletes. We have that. We have the most insane athletes in the world. We have the talent, and we have the population to be able to have that talent. Now what we need to do is put it to use. Because if we can't figure out how to put it into use, then there's no point of having American football. As a United States person, I guess you could say, as a citizen, it is very disappointing to see how we put resources into other countries, or other sports rather, and other countries are putting resources into other things as well. I mean, Denmark are World Cup or Rio Olympic handball champions. They won the handball championship at the Olympics in 2016, right? That's a huge thing there, okay? That takes up a lot of their sporting population, right? But they also have a team in the World Cup. They have the Danish national team. Denmark is a damn small country. It is like, it's like Maine, right? It's like the northeast of America, that's Denmark, and that's it. And it doesn't even have the population of that, right? So how does such a tiny country have such an integral part in this World Cup? And that's because they know what the hell they're doing. They know what they're doing. And nobody really knows anything about Denmark. I mean, I know a lot, obviously, because I'm Danish, but that doesn't mean that other people do, okay? Europe is doing it right. Asia is doing it right. Even Africa is doing it right, okay? South America is doing it amazingly. What the fuck is the North Americans doing? We have similar populations. We have similar talent, if not more talent. But we don't understand how to put it together. And this is the time where we put it together, okay? Because if we can't put it together now, it is going to be a damn long time until we do. So this World Cup promises to be the largest World Cup of all time, which